Over the last few years, industry has been working to develop a new mode of transport that aims to overcome the congestion of city traffic and provide a viable option for better connecting regional areas via a new aviation market known as Advanced Air Mobility, or AAM.
So there's things we can do with the drones, RPAS, advanced air mobility, and all those variations of the spectrum in between that we would never do with a helicopter or aeroplane. And we can do them safely, we can do them more accurately, we can do them in a more unique way, and that's pretty damn exciting.
I think the main advantage though is safety. You can have lots of little electric motors and that can really improve the safety, whereas a helicopter always has single points of failure that are hard to deal with, and so there's a tremendous opportunity for low-cost, really high safety transport.
We're talking about building a lot of them and using them in a very dense traffic environment. So we've got a lot of things we've got to consider there. The first one we have to consider is how these aircraft actually fly, what the profiles they fly. What does that mean in terms of obstacles and land use planning and trying to identify how we protect, for want of a better word, vertiports or vertiplaces where we're going to take off and land these things, or for drones, how do they interact with the neighbourhood and do so in a safe manner.
Vertiports are the AAM equivalent of a helicopter's helipad. In the future, you might find them on top of apartment buildings or car parks across the city. Larger traffic areas or regional centres might be supported by larger AAM hubs on top of shopping centres, near freight distribution centres, or next to hospitals.
I think where we'll see the first vertiports, they'll be in existing aviation infrastructure, so it'll be replacing noisier aircraft with quieter aircraft. We'll then be able to show the community that these aircraft are different, and it will actually be a push from the community that they'll want to have vertiports in locations which are more convenient to them, so perhaps in shopping centres and retail areas and the like.
It really comes down to this evolutionary process for allowing essentially what are small airports to be distributed around and to keep aircraft separated, which there's clear pathways.
CASA has actively worked alongside industry to deliver pragmatic regulation that continues to set a high bar for safety, while also enabling industry to innovate. As this space continues to evolve, it's important that the regulation can also respond to changes in the market.
The vehicle we're using for that is the RPAS and AAM regulatory roadmap. That is our vehicle. That's the grand plan as to how CASA is going to respond to an industry-led desire to implement new technologies.
CASA invited me to join the technical work group which came together to help CASA define and draw out the roadmap. And so I was able to join the team and work with CASA to look at what will be required in terms of regulation to enable this new type of aircraft and this new type of aviation operation to exist in the future.
We don't have all the answers just yet, and we are working with industry to try to nail down what the next couple of years looks like, but then what does the next 5 years after that look like, and so forth. We're not going to have one solution tomorrow that's going to be enduring. We are going to have to change it as we go. It's going to have to evolve, and that's a good thing because it allows us to actually respond back to the industries and their needs, and also the community's expectation around these vehicles.
I think it's very promising for the global community in this advanced air mobility space to realise that we have a policy support from our regulatory authorities that are working towards this, and so I think the future's looking quite bright.
Find out more on our website.